Meat to
Updating
meat.
settings for YouTube. Starting video transmission. Posts. Excellent. Give it a couple of seconds. And welcome to Music Plus Gamecast. No Filter
Yeah.
Podcast. We have
Only
some.
place you can get your news about the world and gaming. Meat to meat.
Oh, meat to meat.
Pause the pause.
Pause, nigga. The fuck? Wait a minute.
Part pause.
Yeah, meat to
Niggas,
meat. We got
niggas
Get your
some.
running on
gaming
obscenities.
news and world events. Meat to meat, son. Meat to meat.
Please don't listen to him. So what we're going to talk about? Go- please no. Please no. So what we're going to be talking about here is some really interesting things today. As you know, with this channel, we kind of talk about the gaming industry as a whole. This is not a PlayStation centric, YouTube channel. It just so happens.
Yeah, cause we don't like PlayStation anymore.
Shut up.
For PlayStation.
I just
Right.
play it. I just play it. I just play it. I just play it.
So we got three subjects to talk about, and the first thing I want to do actually is I have to go back and retweet this. Actually, I don't need to retweet it. It does it on its own. Anyway, so this E3 thing has been extremely disappointing, just across the board. And I knew it was going to be this way. So, as you can see at the bottom of the left-hand side of the screen, the three subjects that we were going to be talking about, along with an off-topic subject, is. He said, who said that? Who was that? I see.
You breaking up for a second, bro.
Who, me? Am I breaking up?
Nah, I mean, it was bad for a little second, but it looked like you're straight now.
That's probably fucking Discord knowing them. I said, who said something? Somebody said nigga podcasting too. I can't see who's talking. Anyway, it cut them off. So the subjects that we're going to be talking about, as you see here, is just Microsoft's take on gaming in general, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Apparently they're going all in. The second subject is going to be about just why people be capping for studio acquisitions. To me, that's beyond me. You know what I mean? I don't think they even know why they're capping for studio acquisitions. I have no fucking clue. But apparently they're excited. So there's that. And oh, Thug Nasty, this nigga. And then YouTube,
Motherfuckers.
and then YouTube is fucking censoring all my shit. And then lastly, we going to talk about how we feel about E3 so far, right? Um, so we're gonna do things just a little bit different. I want to kind of evolve like I always do. So let's start off with just in general what's been going on with everyone. Like what's gotten everyone hot and bothered. This doesn't matter what it is. You got fucking 2 minutes, everybody. Let's start off with Jemiah.
What's good, baby?
What's going on, bro? What's been going on with you? What's
Yeah, you know,
what's gotten you all excited? Doesn't matter what it is. Gaming doesn't matter what it is.
excited for gaming.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter what it
Outside of
is. It could be
Horizon, nothing
anything.
really.
I thought you had a
I'm
promotion.
excited to see Black Widow next month in theaters, IMAX. It's been a minute since I've been to the movies.
Nigga, you better careful with COVID out there, man. You
Bro,
gonna-
COVID never really existed, bro.
Oh,
That
stop
shit's a
it.
hoax.
Stop it. Yeah, you gonna have what do you call it? What's the bitch name again? Fucking Black Widow coffin. She be like, I'm gonna. Who has
Bro,
COVID in this fucking movie theater?
I went the entire pandemic. I went to work every single day, or not every single day, but all my scheduled work days. I never took a week off or anything. I never got sick and had to call out of work. None of that shit,
Motherfucker
bro.
rubbing his titty.
I'm just saying, nigga. Like, y'all
Yeah,
niggas
no,
better
Thug
drink some more
Nasty said I'm
orange
about to
juice.
put on the show. Yo, the Thug Nasty stupid. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I don't know. I may have had it before, but who the fuck knows what's going on? It seems like the house of cards are falling down in general, government wise. It just looks like a fucking clown show. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's a whole different topic. Killer Tay, what's got you hot and bothered in the world? What's up?
Nothing much besides Elden Ring,
Oh,
nigga.
this
Elden
nigga.
Ring.
That cross-gen game, right?
Excited about that? Huh?
That cross-gen game, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. We don't play From Software games for graphic fidelity, nigga. We play it because it's hard as
What's
shit.
going on, Umar? Well, I mean,
Hard as shit.
Yeah, I
Pause,
was
nigga. Is that
playing
what you
from
like?
soft games where they're making Armored Core before you niggas even heard of them.
I play Armored
I was on
Core.
Harbor Core.
No,
you
Of course,
weren't.
the shit.
Okay, you cool, Doug. I mean, you cool,
But
Killer Tay.
yeah,
Yeah, I fuck with that wife. You know what I mean?
I missed last week. I missed last week because the daughter graduated. That had me pretty hyped too. I was out there embarrassing her ass in the crowd,
yeah, he was
like a good
Congratulations,
father
man.
should. Appreciate it.
That nigga was
And,
crying. He said, "My
Yes,
baby shot me down." I said, "Oh shit."
But yeah. But other than that, Elden Ring, nigga, Elden Ring.
I gotta see more because they do the little fast cuts. I don't even know what the fuck the game is like. I want to see the gameplay. That's what I want to see. But either way, Magnificent Black. Finally, I'm not calling you. What do I call Majestic Black? He's gonna call him Malignant Black. What's been going? He evolved. What's got you hot and bothered in the world?
I ain't hot and bothered, man. I've been good, man. Just getting in this Ratchet and Clank. I mean, bunch of games to play, man. I mean, ain't really nothing to be upset about, bro. Everything been gravy, bro.
Man,
Oh God.
if you guys knew what I thought about Ratchet and Clank, man, I would look like a straight Xbot. Well, we won't go there.
Nah, I got some.
But you are though.
I got some things to say about that shit. We're gonna save it for later, though,
We're gonna
right?
save that
Or
for
we gonna
later.
do it now?
Don't let this nigga Josh fool y'all. He ain't no PlayStation dude. Me and this nigga was playing fucking Gears of War last night.
You right. Jeremy, what's going on, man? Sound like you drowning. What's gotten you hot and bothered?
I don't know, all this rumor bullshit. Now they're talking about, I'm hearing Microsoft just acquired and they'll be announcing tomorrow fucking Warner Bros. Maybe they did, but I'm just tired of hearing this shit every day.
So I have to do some translation for him because it sounds like he has several dicks in the mouth. So he was talking about Warner. I'm fucking with you, Jeremy. That mic is rough. That mic is rough, man. Nigga, you sound like you on an AM radio from the 80s.
Well, I'll have to buy another one again. I'll have like 12 now. I like my aux jack.
That nigga sound like he.
What are you on your phone?
I don't know what that is.
Damn.
That nigga is on that walkie-talkie from Returnal, yo. That's what it is.
Hey, he on a CB radio right now. What's up? What's going on?
My dude hasn't taken me off in 5 days. What? I don't know. Anyway, my thing was getting me hot and bothered. So basically, what Jeremy was saying is that Microsoft acquisitions, which we're going to be talking about for sure. He says Josh's tank tops called me and said this dude hasn't taken me off in 5 days. 5 days, nigga, you hating? You hating because I'm sexy? Anyway,
Thug Nasty. Nobody want a shitty ass 3080. Get your broke ass out of here with that shit. Talk to me about them 3080, nigga.
He got that nigga Thug Nasty bought two 3080s, right? And only play motherfucking Overwatch.
Yeah,
You could have just stayed on your 1080.
Nigga said 3080, nigga. It's 3090 and nothing else, bro.
that's fucking
That's it.
terrible.
He wouldn't have played nothing but Overwatch anyway, so he wouldn't have got nothing.
He would have gotten
He just
extra.
got it for
100 he would have gotten extra 100 frames. You know what I mean? That's what he would have gotten. That's what he would have got. But what's gotten me hot and bothered? I finally got my car back, man. Finally, because that shit I was last week. The crankshafts, I don't know, crank sensor, whatever the fuck that shit is. That shit just stalled out. That shit is embarrassing. Embarrassing. All my neighbors looking at me with a fucking sports car and shit like that. They were like, oh, he probably can't afford it. Look at it. He look raggedy. And then I come home with
They were stunting on you.
a fucking Nissan Sentra. They were like, oh, he got that shit repoed. You know what I mean? Then I'm on the side of the road with that fucking car. You know what I mean? Getting it towed. They were like, This nigga probably got that shit secondhand. So, but anyway, I got my car back. It was nothing wrong. I tested it out. I driven it hard just to make sure that the car is okay. And that's what I'm happy about. I got it clean. They detailed it for free inside and out because I was a nasty nigga, yo. I was worse than Thug Nasty. I had a fucking Whopper in my hand, in one hand, and a fucking Big Mac in the other. And all them juices and shit was all over the steering wheel and all that other stuff. They cleaned it for free. Better, bitch. So anyway, we're gonna start off our subjects here, and we're gonna talk about Microsoft and them going all out, all in, all in the gaming space. To give you a recap, guys, they were talking about basically cloud gaming and how they're going to push through. They were talking about playing their games on anything like TVs. Like they're really doubling down on that shit to the point where you can buy a little device like a thumb drive or a Roku,
A Fire Stick
essentially,
Fire Stick.
and play your games there. They gave shade to Sony. Talk about, well, some companies won't allow you to play, games day and date on a computer. You gotta wait. You gotta wait for a year to do it. So they're like really baiting Sony to do all sorts of shit, and people was going to misconstrue that as Sony going to be reactionary and do it. They're not going to do it. Just to let you know, it goes completely against their working model. It's just that games nowadays cost so much fucking money. You got to get money some way, and you got to do it quickly. And the pandemic is something that is not reliable in terms of everybody staying home. So they gotta make sure that they got everything going on. But they also made just really wild comments talking about we just simply have the best content out of any company or some wild shit. Like I mean, just crazy shit. Oh, they want to bring they want to bring democracy to gaming. They also said too, because they're for the people supposedly, and I can't anymore. Jemiah, what you guys say about all this shit?
I mean, what they said was they said that they bring the most quality content to the most people. So basically, what they're saying is they put the most content on the most platforms. I mean, that's not incorrect.
They said
but I wouldn't say it was quality.
That's the thing. Quality is the operative word. So how?
Quality is in the eye of the beholder.
And I
Like
think he's
beauty.
referring to the third-party
Just like
games
beauty.
too. He referring to everything, not because they don't put
Yeah.
out no fucking first-party games.
I mean, they got
he's talking about
Gears
the
5 and
massive
shit.
amount of games that they are putting out for every platform.
But they
He's
said they
counting-
said the
counting
most
everything.
though. That's the thing. They said the most. And if it's third party, Sony and Nintendo, they all have it too. So what exactly are they putting
How
out?
many platforms are they bringing that to though?
I mean,
That's the
they have Doom, they have all that other shit from Bethesda. So I mean, technically, they're right.
Yeah, I mean, he can get away with it, man, because he talking. He not talking about specific to the platform.
So what about
You know what I'm saying?
listen,
He's talking
though.
about
So what about
service,
putting their
Game
so,
Pass and everything else.
Yeah.
so Jemiah, what about
The
putting their
whole
games
thing
on a
is
thumb
though,
drive?
it's Phil Spencer is here to sell and push the Xbox agenda
Mhm.
and the brand. So for people to get caught up inside what he's saying, like he's supposed to be telling the truth for some shit, he's not. These dudes are gonna push their platform in the best light for the for people to consume it. So we can't really nitpick what he's saying because he's just basically doing a sales pitch right now. You
But
know
we
what I
can
mean?
nitpick on what he's doing though. So what he wants is to put his games on the Fire Stick, so you can play that shit. And I'm in the mindset to be inclined to the type of game that you're going to eventually see Game Pass harbor. It's like cell phone games, but for consoles. You know what I'm saying? Like something that could be you don't have to stream it because we just don't have the infrastructure for streaming. I don't know why they are doubling down on that when it can only be on the fringes of the United States. I don't know. I mean, this Fire Stick thing. What's your thought on that? Especially since you PC nigga.
Well, first of all, I don't stream on my PC unless it's a movie. Second of all, most of the people live on the coast anyway, so like you can probably get like upwards of 100, 200 million people just on the coast alone. The middle of the country is pretty much desolate, you know what I mean, as far as those other states go. But as far as the Fire
We
Stick
do be
goes,
traveling.
I mean, Microsoft has not deviated from their whole cloud games on everywhere, 200 billion gamers, all this nonsense. Like they're still going hard with that message, and they're still trying to push that message. So we can't be surprised when they're making a Fire Stick.
Yeah,
What
yeah, that's true.
what about you,
I
Killer?
don't, I don't, I
What
don't.
about you, Killer Tay?
I mean, they've been pretty fucking open to that fucking cloud-based shit anyway. So this Fire Stick plan that they've been talking about. I mean, I know it was rumored when we first heard about fucking Xbox doing the fucking cloud-based service bullshit with the xCloud. It was rumored that they were going to come out with a Fire Stick, and now looks like that rumor is true, if that's what he's talking about. So, I mean, me personally, I'm not down for that fucking Fire Stick shit. I like the fucking consoles. I like going to buy fucking consoles where I can put my physical disc in. So, I mean, it's not for me, but for the people that can't afford to buy the fucking consoles and shit like that, I mean, that's for them. So,
But you and Jemiah being PC niggas essentially, right? With a little hint of magnificent, malignant black having a PC player. I mean, having a PC. Uh, if they somehow win this whole streaming shit, like and Fire Stick gaming, I mean, wouldn't that affect you guys?
No,
You think it
No, that
wouldn't?
wouldn't affect me.
So
bro,
if they
PC exists in a different nexus than the rest of gaming. Like
what
the
if they make
shit
everybody
that
whatever
the shit
what if
that
they change the
console gamers
paradigm?
allow, PC gamers will never allow to happen on our platform. Like, you know what I mean? You see how most games are 70 on consoles, but they're still 60, they're still 59 on PC because PC players will be like, I'll pirate this shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. Like, you can't stop me.
Or
So
wait, they wait
companies
for it too.
always have to acquiesce to what PC players want. No online charging, all that shit, because we don't need to play that shit. You know what I mean? Console people are you're in a closed environment, and whatever Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo dictates, you either have to take it or not take it. On PC, I can work around it. I can fucking crack it, pop it, flip it, play it, stream it. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Lick
Mod
it,
it,
lick it,
do
y'all
whatever
got
I
suck
want
it,
to it.
online,
fuck it.
y'all got
Hmm.
online charges on PC.
If it's a subscription based game like WoW or something like that, but like that's different.
Yeah,
That's a different story though.
I
But
mean that's
like
the same. It's
no,
kind of
it's
the
not.
same thing.
The because those games are powered. They're powered by their subscriptions. You know what I mean?
But it's games that are like that are free to play that
Like
you don't
what?
have to pay a subscription for,
Like
like fucking
Fortnite?
Black Desert Online, like
Valheim,
Black Desert Online.
Valheim,
That's like WoW.
Valheim.
I mean, yeah, any
Yeah.
MMORPG.
Are
There's a lot of
those games on the
MMORPGs that are
level?
just as
Are
big.
those games on the level of World of Warcraft? No. Have those games
That's
been
because
around for
I mean,
fucking?
yes, World of Warcraft is a big fucking game. It's one of the first fucking MMOs that I've played myself. But there are some MMOs that are out there that are free to play that are fucking just as good, if
No.
not
So we're
probably not better, but
we're talking
just as good,
semantics
but on
right
the
now
same
at
level.
this point. Before we go on, 'cause y'all about to get into it. Magnificent Black, what's your take on everything that we talked about? What Microsoft is saying, and if that's going to affect you, how you personally feel about it?
I don't give a shit two ways on another. Tell the truth, bro. I really don't care about what Microsoft's. I don't like where they're going in terms of like the streaming shit because that's not for me. I'm not gonna buy a Xbox Fire Stick and stick it on the side of my TV. I'd rather buy an Xbox, and I'm not gonna buy an Xbox because I got a PC. So I mean, shout outs to whoever gonna buy it, man. I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna be in one of those they're gonna be in the city areas, like you said. They're gonna have the good streaming power. I mean, it's just not for me. It's maybe it's for another market. They're trying to develop it on. So it is what it is, man.
You know,
I don't
Jemiah,
too much care about it
you
though.
bring up a very good point about the middle of the country being, because you were in the military and did your traveling, so you bring up a really good point about that shit. Not many people are there, and most people are on the fringes of the United States and stuff like that. And if you're talking about Japan, that's basically hot wired for Wi-Fi and stuff like that too. My whole thing is this: I really do believe that they. Well, before I even go on, Jeremy,
Yep.
what you got to say about this whole Microsoft and their plans, and how do you feel about it?
I don't like it, but I mean it's a different market. I think they're going for the mobile market more than anything. I think.
Yo, Zizo, what's going on? Go on, man. I'm sorry. I have to acknowledge him when I see him. Go on.
Sorry. Yeah, I think they're going more towards the mobile market. You know, I think you'll see more games like Gears Tactics and shit like that. Xbox is just a name now. It's more of a it's Game Pass now. You know, and I think they'll only support consoles as long as they have to, and they want to get into that PC crowd and that. I mean, there's more money in mobile than anything, and it's fucking easy money.
It is, and that's what I was going to actually double down on. I really do think that the type of games that Microsoft is going to start creating is going to be like cell phone games, but that's a, cell phone games that can transfer over to some sort of device or console like the experience. That's what I truthfully believe that they're going to do. I really, 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 really believe that that's the direction that they're going to go. Very simple microtransaction type games. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. That's the direction that they're going to go. They're going to be simplistic in nature, just like cell phone games and shit like that. It, you know, it's the thing is they're not really successful in the console space. You know what I mean? It's very interesting to see them, kind of move within the console space. They haven't really cracked it. The only they
I
got
mean,
they've gotten close.
Josh, but like you're saying that they're gonna make mobile games, but like I don't think they're gonna make like they're gonna down. I think what Microsoft is doing is they're trying to cast a wide net, right? They're basically AMD when it comes to like fucking the PC market, right? Nvidia is always gonna be number one, no matter what you say. AMD is never gonna be and
Maybe.
put in the type of things that
Yeah.
Nvidia is gonna do to their graphics cards and shit like that, Intel wise, right? Microsoft has
Yeah,
always been a number two, number three type of publisher or even developer or manufacturer of consoles, right?
yeah.
You see where the strategy they put out Gears 5, right? They put out Gears 5 for consoles, they put out Gears Tactics for PC, and they put out Gears Pop for mobile. I think they're trying to leverage your IPs in that way. They're gonna put out three different games, three different versions of the same franchise. You know what I mean? So like they'll have like a Halo fucking
Hello
mobile,
Wars.
yeah, Halo mobile, whatever nonsense. Then they'll have Halo Infinite free to play, and then they'll have the fucking like the Halo Wars 2 or 3 for PC. I don't think they're
Wait,
gonna really dilute their games like
wait a
that.
minute. You talking
Far as
about like the like they did with Gears when they had Gears Pop and Gears Tactics and the
yeah,
Gears 5?
they're
I can
gonna
see
use
that.
they're gonna
I can see
use their
that.
franchises and make different games for different platforms without really cannibalizing, those platforms. You know what I mean?
It seems
I
like
can
it
I can
seems like
see
it
that.
seems like
Which is a
Microsoft. I
smart
mean,
idea.
Sony is in that direction as well. See, Umar, it's not that no one's talking about it, and no one has seen it in action so much. 'Cause they've been doing it. They did it with Uncharted in their card games, and even Infamous had a cell phone game. So they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Um, it's just that now they're going to kind of double down on it. See, the thing is that you shouldn't really worry about is that Sony is going to continue to make these particular games, and they're going to make these AAA games to lure you into their ecosystem, whether it be on a console or whatever space that they have on the PC. Everybody know. I mean, if you're smart enough and you understand the situation, that's the direction that they're going, Umar. It's just that Microsoft hasn't released anything in that caliber.
I think we will eventually when these studios fucking get their shit together, we will see some great AAA games from Microsoft. Like I don't doubt that. Like
They keep gobbling up, companies, which we'll talk about soon. They keep gobbling up companies where they were in trouble. If they, and I don't want to kind of spoil it in that particular regard. They are gobbling up these type of um, uh, companies and developers that were already in trouble. So I don't know, man. Like they
Desperate.
say again, desperate.
no, I
Yeah,
think
desperate. People, studios that are desperate for cash and need funding.
I think Microsoft is smart though. I think they clearly see the writing on the wall when it comes to the console space. It's Sony then Nintendo. You know what I mean? And there's only a finite number of people who are gonna buy more than one console. Like Nintendo people can be satisfied playing Nintendo games. So Sony's can be satisfied playing PS games, and they don't have to buy an Xbox. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Microsoft,
They jumped ship a while ago. You know what I mean? When they announced back in 17 that they were going to do day and date for PC, that was when they already conceded. That was it.
yeah, pretty much. Microsoft knows like the console
They
space is
can't.
pretty much
They can't.
always going to be
It's
controlled by
saturated.
Sony and Nintendo.
It's saturated.
So they're gonna branch out to mobile and PC, and you see Sony as well. So Sony realizing like, yeah, listen, like this new generation of kids, they're not gonna be as diehard gamers as the last generation. So we're gonna have to go to PC, mobile, things like that also.
And I kind of understand that too. I mean, I get it, and people can get mad and they can huff and puff all that. Let me see what he says. Zizo, he says Microsoft is a low base console and trying to be a gaming company that. Well, okay, so Google and Google Play Store. So I can see that. The thing about it is, this new generation of people have a very short attention span, and they don't really value anything that has quality, really. You know what I mean? It's they want the chicken McNugget fast food versions of their games. This is why they play Apex and all this free to play stuff. As long as it's hip and cool, it's very easy to manipulate that particular group. And gaming is going to change. 2016. Thanks, Umar. Gaming is going to change in general. That's flat out. That's what it is. That's what gaming is going to do. So hopefully, like movies in general started to decline before Marvel kind of picked them up and start making high caliber, Marvel movies. So I look at Sony as that, and that's probably why they adopted a lot of the Marvel. Like when you start their game up, you see all of the IPs circling around and stuff like that. I
If
kind of
anything, Marvel made movies worse
say that again.
because I'd say if anything, Disney and Marvel made the movie experience worse because
They
Why you say that?
because
they
I
changed
think
the
people
paradigm.
no because like the way like the movie industry is very scared of making movies, right? So when you have Marvel coming there and Disney coming there and have this fucking cookie cutter fucking framework that you just throw in different fucking IPs in there and push them out and they're getting all $1 billion each. Every other movie compared to that always looks shitty. You'd be like, oh, this movie made only 400 million. This shit's trash. You know what I mean?
You
Like
talking about like in the superhero space
any
when it comes to
space,
movies,
The
or
like
is this?
superhero
like
space
any space,
totally
like Tenet, like
dominate.
movies like that, they're expected to
But
make
well,
$1
hold
billion.
on, Nolan North. Send me Nolan North. No, whatever the fuck that Nolan nigga is. That director,
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. He has his head so far up his own ass. There's certain things that he does in his movies that he's like, oh, it's art. It's art. Like he's relentless in that particular vision. Sometimes it's the whole tennis situation. You still got to keep in mind who's your demographic. You know what I mean?
No, but I get that. But movies like Dunkirk and all these big movies that are really big, like cinematic movies and tell a great story and shit like that. People now just want to go watch a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? Like they don't give a fuck about these like
Because they don't want to. They
these
don't want
actual
to.
cinematic,
They don't want to
and
think.
deep storytelling movies anymore.
They don't want to think. They like the action and stuff like that. Because remember, before the Marvel movies, you want to know what was big? Fucking what was it again?
Transformers.
Super bad comedies. The super
Yeah,
bads and all
comedies
the
were
other stuff.
good.
That was just it was dominating. And
Yeah,
then
you had like what's like his name?
Hi, dude.
Like what's those two dudes who did like fucking Talladega Nights and all that shit? Those dudes were on fire, bro.
Yeah,
Like
Oh, fucking
Yeah, but
I
it
know
was
you're
kind of
talking
getting stale because that's all we were getting in
like
movies
you got like
too.
that
You know
whole
what I
crew.
mean?
You got Hot Tub Time Machine. That whole crew of actors, like those the black dude, the other white dude, those dudes were just making so many movies, bro. Like it was crazy.
and then
Yeah.
it didn't move to fucking Transformers, and that was a big fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
But like even look at Mission Impossible 5 and like you look at the new the new 007. Those movies won't make like money like the Marvel movie does. Like you know what I
this
mean?
pandemic,
If Scarlet Witch has a movie, that should probably do like 3 billion. These niggas is crazy for that girl.
well, it's only doing those billions because they're going to China. But like, here's the thing though, that will eventually get stale too. You know what I'm saying? They can't consistently do that. And you gotta,
I think they can.
I mean, it'll always make money. You know what I'm saying? The funny thing is, Sony started that fucking superhero trend. They started that shit. like really being extremely successful and having that formula with comedy and shit like that. They did that. So he is here. Scotty, yo, what's going on? So we're gonna pivot from the subjects that we have now. I want to talk about something here before we move on to the studio acquisitions, right? Everyone in this room has Ratchet and Clank. Is that an accurate assessment?
I do.
Okay, so
I don't have it.
You don't have it.
Of course, the Xbox nigga don't got it.
Yeah, that nigga.
Nigga, I am a gamer. You can nix that Xbox bullshit.
He's an
Motherfucker.
Xbox.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you
I'm
only
gonna
bot
say.
who I know who don't want to be called a bot.
I
Dave.
know.
I'm a
Botting
Jack
like
and Daxter fan. I'm not really a Ratchet and Clank fan.
I was.
fan.
See.
I'm a Jack and Daxter fan. So
Why?
when it comes
No,
to
wait,
Ratchet
wait,
and Clank,
wait,
I don't
wait,
say
Tay,
it's terrible, and
Tay.
I don't say it. Huh?
Why? Are you a Jack and Dexter fan?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I love the game. I just love that game.
I
He
mean,
loves
like,
Naughty
what
Dog.
makes you like it? Like, what?
I mean, because the fucking gameplay, of course.
Because it's Naughty Dog. That's why.
Not really.
No.
I mean,
So here's the thing.
the
right?
game was good.
I was always a Jack and Dexter fan as well. Even back then,
Yeah.
back in 2001 and 2, I was never a really big Ratchet and Clank fan. You know what I mean? Because to me, Ratchet and Clank was not a real platformer. It was more like a shooter,
Yeah,
if anything.
and I can't speak ill. I played the first one, but I couldn't really get into it like I could in Jack and Daxter.
No, because it was it was just, to me, the gameplay flow. It was just shooting. You know what I'm saying? You had different weapons. That's what they originally. In the middle of Tekken 7 tournament. Yo, you better get that fucking Guilty Gear Strive so I can whoop that ass. I can't.
Oh,
do
that
it.
shit out already?
Yeah, I already downloaded
Yeah, I
it.
got it.
Oh yeah, I gotta pick
Well,
that up.
Ratchet and
I
Clank,
gotta pick that up this
I
week.
jump on that shit tonight. I don't know if that boy's trying to.
I might pick that shit up this
I
week.
got-
I forgot that shit was
I'm
coming
fresh.
out.
I'm fresh
Trying
out
to
of.
finish Ratchet first on E3 and shit.
I'm fresh out of the fucking womb when it comes to this. Like, I have to start off like fresh. But okay. So anyway, going back to Ratchet and Clank. It was a shooter, essentially. And I like platformers. To me, it wasn't that much exploration. You know what I'm saying? Where in Jack and Dexter there was. And their level designs were like intricate, you know, in and out of things, up and down, and all sorts of things like that. And that's why I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Ratchet was just like, here's an arena, and here's these enemies, and you move on to the next area. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this, and this is going to be super controversial, and I don't give a fuck. I don't feel like Ratchet and Clank is a next generation game at all. I don't give a fuck what kind
So
of
you don't feel?
I don't feel like it. I don't care what kind of loading it does. The loading is superficial to me. Ultimately, what am I doing most of the time? It ain't walking through fucking rifts. It's fucking shooting, and that's my dilemma
So you're
with the
saying?
game.
So what you're saying is this could have ran on PS4.
I did not say that at all. What I'm saying is that they could have done that on PS4 in terms of gameplay. As a matter of fact,
You saying it
they
without
could have, as
saying it,
a
nigga.
matter of fact, they could have done that shit all the way back in 2002, and they did. The gameplay barely evolved. When you look at Jack and Dexter and Jack 2, they're almost, they're not even recognizable in terms of the same series. When you look at the old Tomb Raider, you know, I always gotta go back there. The old Tomb Raider, and then Tomb Raider
The
2,
triangle
right?
titties.
The triangle titties, right? The old Tomb Raider, right? And then Tomb Raider 2. That game
Yeah.
leapt over the expectations. And they did that shit in like 10 months. You were basically, it was 15 levels. You had like 4 guns, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? You did your exploration. But then on the second one, you had vehicles. You had different weapons. The AI was different. You had friendly AI. You had a lot of crazy shit that was going on. And it did like a whole leap. Ratchet and Clank is always the same game that is hovering above a fucking city. Where you fall off and he falls down and you get spawned right back. It's been like that for 20 years. That's my problem. and everybody.
So you're saying you wish they had a build an actual like world.
I'm not saying open world, but maybe like a hub, maybe like a big hub, and give them like actual platforming moves along with their gunplay. They already mastered that. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
I see what you're saying.
And that's what I mean. So I don't give a fuck what people are going to get mad. Yo, what's going on, yo? If you want to hop in, you can hop in, man. Dive in. I know you probably doing it fucking, you said that you weren't able to do it this week, but I'm not sure what happened. But that's my problem with Ratchet and Clank. Graphically, I'll even go as far as to say, what is it doing besides more? You know what I'm saying? What is it doing besides more? More people, more particles, more fur, more detail, and then you got ray tracing. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then people were bitching and complaining about cross-generation games. Oh, I'm so afraid you don't understand the potential, the combo potential, so they could do. Nah, nigga. What is it doing that really, like, what is the next generation elevated? Because if it's just ray tracing, we have Control. We have a whole bunch of fucking games that added ray tracing and fast loading.
Control is so fire.
It is, though. So now that I've gotten that off my fucking chest, and you can't say that I'm not a Sony fan. If I want to say this, if you don't have a Sony Xperia phone, shut the fuck up. If you don't have Sony headphones, shut the fuck up. I have all those things.
Hey, Josh,
Josh,
I will say this though. Josh, you can't come back home. Like,
you stupid.
These niggas about to John Wick excommunicate your ass.
Nigga, you can't come home, nigga. You can't come home. Your ass
excommunicado, nigga. You can't talk about Ratchet and Clank like that.
Since you open your mouth,
you got excommunicated.
Since you open
off of one opinion.
since you open your mouth, right? What do you have to take about? What is your sentiments of Ratchet?
I mean, I never played Ratchet and Clank game before this one. I never played a Jak and Daxter game, and I never played a Sly Cooper game at all. Like, I never played any of those games.
How do you feel about the game, though?
But like, from what I'm seeing from the game, I mean, the game looks good. I mean, it's not like the greatest like fidelity because it's not like true native. It's not a set resolution. You know what I mean? So sometimes it can like
it's like 5%, yo, though. Sometimes it's 5% though, so it's pretty much 4K though.
But as far as the game goes, I mean, it's pretty a basic game. You know what I mean? Like, it's for kids. I would assume, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's not even no kids. Mario.
Jemiah, you finna get excommunicated too. They got you.
Nigga, I'm not a Sony dude. You can do what they do, but
they brought you into this world and they said they're gonna take you out.
Nah.
Like, we're gonna go down the list. You basically say that the game is kind of basic. It has nothing to do with it being a kid's game because Mario is a more complicated game or a more involving game.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it really?
I mean, I haven't played Mario in a long time, but it's pretty straightforward.
I don't know. My 5-year-old can beat it in an afternoon.
We're not talking about how fast you can beat it. We're talking about mechanics.
What I'm saying is, like, the game is not there to make you like. It's not there to be super difficult. You know what I mean?
No,
like the platforming and the puzzles and shit.
See,
they're not made to be super difficult.
There's games that are really difficult platforming, and we're kid games. Shit, you're the same age as me. You already know what the fuck it is. Back in the day, those games were hard as fuck. Killer Tag.
Back in the day, they gave kids more benefit of the doubt. Nowadays, they treat kids like they're retarded.
Basically.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, Nintendo and Super Nintendo games are hard as fuck.
Yeah, but were those games actually made for kids, or were they just made for people, kids who had?
They were just made for. They were made for.
They didn't see that hard.
That's what it was. And the thing is, at that age, that's I mean, I still look at complicated.
Like what I'm saying is, like, right? If you do a Tomb Raider puzzle, right, or an Uncharted puzzle for like an environmental puzzle, those puzzles can get really complicated. Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. The puzzles aren't really made for you to be like scratching your head and looking at fucking guides and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, Jemiah. It's a fucking shooting game. That was my biggest point. What's complicated about Mario? Mario has way more movesets and is utilized with the different level design configurations. There is not
especially
really
when they went to Galaxy.
when they went to
Mario
Galaxy, and then whatever the new game that they had, you put on different hats and transform and all sorts of different things. We're not talking about how hard it is. We're just talking about
Well, I never played it. Yeah, I never played it.
we're talking about the complexity.
knucklehead-ass
You know what
games.
I'm saying? Killer Tay, what do you got to say about? What you got to say about? You don't have it, but you played the other ones.
I don't have it.
What? We gotta skip over this ass. Anyway,
Yeah, skip over this Xbox.
Yeah,
Magnificent-
just skip over
Magnificent
me about
Black.
this.
I know this nigga was vibrating to say this shit. What you gotta say?
Nah, man. Let me start off by stating the strong points, and then I'm gonna criticize the game.
Oh
First
God.
off, this game is fucking beautiful, immaculate. Cinematics is 11 out of fucking 10. They did a beautiful job with cinematics and everything.
Yeah.
The guns are fucking
Yeah, I don't
awesome,
know
like
that.
always. This is not my favorite set of guns, but they got even more guns than the ones the previous 2 Ratchet and Clanks I played before this, or 3. I believe they got more guns than they ever had. You actually got
Almost
3
too many.
fucking almost three wheels of fucking guns, or like 2.5, something like that.
Two,
So far,
two,
that's
but
what I-
there's like 8 or 10 on each.
yeah, it's
It's a lot.
ridiculous the
That's
amount of
done.
guns, and I haven't upgraded all of them yet. So I'm trying to reserve my my criticism on some of the guns. Some of them seem kind of basic, but I haven't leveled them up all the way to tell the difference. But I am seeing some differences from the guns that have made a return and shit.
I like
but
that
the guns
Uzi.
are fire.
I like that Uzi one.
I keep finding new shit every time I upgrade my gun. I'm like, oh shit, look at that. So it's super fun on that tip. The cinematics, they haven't, and I'm gonna start criticizing the game now. It's the same formula. Not that it's a bad formula, but it is kind of becoming on the stealth side. If you haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game before, all the rifts and shit are cool and shit like that. Like I enjoy the rifts and shit. That shit's cool. It's a nice. It's a little show off, whatever for whatever the new system's able to do. It's cool and all, but at the end of the day, it's kind of gimmicky. But that shit's fire. The game is fucking amazing. I'd give if the game, in terms of my biggest gripe with the game isn't the actual formula and the way that the world is. It's that they fucking did some shit to the trophies that I can't agree with. I beat Ratchet and Clank 2016, and I platinumed that, and I platinum Into the Nexus not too long ago. I went back and played Crank in Time, but then Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart dropped, so I was like, fuck that, I'm finna come back to that later. I was gonna platinum that too. But all 3 of those games, I bring that up is because they have difficulty trophies. The trophies require you to find every fucking item. It's actually a challenge, you know what I'm saying? And they took that away with this game. The trophy system is
Black.
like you
Real
have to
quick, though.
find 25 bolts. What's up? Go ahead, bro.
How long you been playing on PlayStation?
It's been a minute.
No, how long have you been playing? Like, okay,
forever.
because Sony has started
Since
this
PlayStation
no difficulty trophy shit
Yeah.
for a minute now. You know
And
that, right?
what I'm saying is that I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
For this
Like, I
particular
think
game,
God
don't
of
agree.
War, right? God of War was the first one that they did. That God of War set it off.
Right. I don't agree with that shit either. Like
No, I
any of
do
the,
agree
any
with
of the
that
games
too. Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah, any of the games that got the trophies where it doesn't have difficulty, it's like taking away the it takes away the oomph at the end of the shit. Like, oh shit, I did it. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's been Sony's whole drive for it though. To
I don't
make
like
people play more
that
games.
move that they're making for sure. I could criticize that shit. You know what I'm saying? And be a Sony fan at the same time.
But they're
Okay.
getting people to play more games though. Is that bad or good?
Nah, I mean, I see why. I know why they're doing it. They're
They're
doing
getting
it
more
to
people-
make
they're
the
getting
games
more-
feel
they're
more
getting
accessible
more
for
people-
the people.
They're getting
Yeah.
more
Platinum.
people invested in
They want
the
it's inclusion.
trophies.
It's all
You know what I'm
inclusion.
saying? Because they
Yeah.
have all of
Yeah, they make it more inclusive.
they.
But I don't like it.
I don't want to say inclusive. It's just that they have all of the statistics in terms of who beat what and how and whatever the case is. And I get it. You know what I mean? They want people to be more involved with the trophies. I'm not agreeing
That's
with
why
that
they also added the
idea.
card
I'm just
system.
saying in general.
Yeah, that's why they added the card system.
Hold
too,
on,
so
let him
people can get more trophies.
Here's where I was going with that.
let him finish his statement about the trophy. What he did like about the trophy stuff.
So here's where I'm going with that. Like they could, I know where they did that because they want more people to have accessibility to the goddamn platinum trophy, right? Cool,
Yeah.
but I would say the middle ground of that is to still have the difficulty trophy, but have it be something extra on the side. Like sometimes when they drop DLC, those trophies would be separate from the set that you need to get the platinum. They could have did that, something like that for the actual collectors and the people who who actually enjoy the challenge. Now I went through the whole game on the hardest difficulty, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? That shit was hard as fuck on the
Yeah.
hardest difficulty, bro. You gotta have your guns leveled up. I would recommend to level up your guns before you try that mode, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. You're gonna die a lot. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Because they hit hard. But I'm saying I went through all that shit, and to my surprise, because I didn't want any spoilers, I didn't look up the trophy list before playing the game because I was trying to avoid spoilers. And I'm like, where the fuck is my trophy? I just beat the 2 previous Ratchet and Clank games I just told you, and I platinum. They all required you to have difficulty levels. So I was disappointed.
Well, I was
Part of
curious.
it's due to my ignorance, but at the same time, I still disappointed. I'm like, damn, that's whack.
I was gonna say though, Black, because every game after God of War never had that trophy anymore. They took the shit out of every game.
Yeah,
So
but I didn't think Ratchet and Clank was gonna change that because
nah, you would never
Ratchet
see that
and
shit
Clank
ever
15,
again in the Sony game. I
that shit
bet money.
sucks, bro. Yeah,
Bet
man.
money, bro. Sony Studios games would never ever have another.
They were doing some hardcore shit, and I'll let Jeremy. But they were doing some hardcore shit, like multiplayer had trophies, and then people were like, "Get that shit out of here, yo!" Because if you're gonna close the servers down, they were asking for some ridiculous shit, so they took that away, and then this difficulty thing they took away. Jeremy, what you got to say about Ratchet and Clank so far?
I love everything about it. The only complaints I have is I kind of wish Rivet and Ratchet had their own progression system. Like, there's so many guns that I think they could have been split up so each character was kind of unique with their guns.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
'cause
And then after
everything
you
here-
get the game, then you could mix and match. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's so many guns, you can have plenty of options with splitting all those guns between the two. It's almost overkill of options. Like, I gotta turn pages to see fucking guns on the next page.
Yeah.
You know?
And just ability.
And they got and
yeah.
it's shared progression. So
And just-
sorry, that was it. It's shared progression. So.
And I think they learned that from The Last of Us, Part 2, because Ellie had her own progression, and then you move to Abby, and then you just
Abby.
start that shit over again. I think either they were looking at that, and it was like they just should have made it different altogether, like you said. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what was going on. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's in here, all people that's in here, yo. You guys are really making this shit lit. You are really making this shit lit. You making this shit like pop, and I appreciate you. I just want to stop and say that shit. The other thing is, before we move on to our second subject, is they should just go ahead and do it. Just make a Rivet and Clit game. Just make that game.
Yo, I think it's gonna be Rivet and Bolts. Watch.
No, it's gonna be Rivet and Clit.
No, she calls
Clank.
Clank Bolts. She
No.
calls Clank Bolts, bro. It's gonna be Rivet and Bolts, bro.
God damn it.
Rivet and Clit.
Black, you beat it already, right?
Yeah, I beat that shit. I'm
This
working
nigga
on
Black was on some fucking no life shit. I think it was like,
Yeah, that bitch.
I told
God.
I saw that shit. He was cracking. I said, I'm gonna leave that nigga alone, yo. I
I
already
was
know.
for like 5 hours.
Like,
bro.
yo, so I was like, yo, as long as like, since I've been talking to Black, I was like, I just kind of noticed some things. I was like, let me let him do that shit. That nigga, he's in dark mode right now. That's what that shit is.
yeah, yesterday we were like, yeah, where the hell Larry at? I'm like, I don't know.
I was like, I already know.
I,
what that
I,
is.
you know what? The time, like, because I was enjoying the game so much, bro. I literally played the game. All right, I called off of work. I started playing, and then I literally didn't stop to take a break till 5 o'clock after I beat the game. And I'm like, damn, what time is it? I'm like, oh shit, is Josh streaming? I see this nigga was on like a long time. I see all my notifications on my phone and shit. I'm like, oh shit, why does nigga send me an invite? You know what I'm saying?
No,
I got an
and I
invite
get
from,
it. I get it because when I was
I
playing,
got an invite from Jeremy and shit. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that shit. Like, Todd, I didn't notice anything, bro.
when I was
crazy.
playing Returnal and some other things, when I'm being in the chat, I don't be hearing or paying attention to certain things. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like I'll be missing. I'd be like, how come I don't have this? And I'm, you know, so that's what I was thinking. Like, from now on, when the game is brand new, at least in the beginning of the game, you know, I'm gonna have to go dark. Except for Horizon, I played that so much. There's no way I wouldn't know. Shit. So we're gonna move on to our second.
You know this story back and forth.
Back, forth, left, and right. We're going to talk about the next subject, which is
Oh,
studio.
that game like I can say Metal Gear word for word from beginning to
No,
end.
real quick though, I have a question though. Black, The Last of Us 2 had its own separate grounded trophy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is interesting. That is interesting.
That's what I'm saying. They
So
could have
maybe-
did the same thing. That's a perfect example. Ghost of Tsushima got the same thing. Well, it does it for. Don't they have a separate trophy for the
I believe.
What's that mode?
Yeah.
what's that
Yeah.
mode they created?
Yeah.
Legend. I believe that they do.
Yeah,
and I
same
think
shit.
that this game was chosen not to do that because of its rating. You know, it being for everyone, basically.
What does the rating have to do with the difficulty?
It's for everyone. So if you don't want to,
But everyone,
But listen.
yeah,
You don't want to have a kid that gets frustrated and not beat it either. They want the kids to be involved as well. So
Some of these kids are like fucking goddamn savants, bro. They would destroy this game. Like,
that's what.
Yeah, my kid
I'm
rocked
not
it,
saying
dude.
I'm not
Son.
saying it's right. I'm saying that's probably their rationale. You know what I'm saying? Either
bro,
way,
my friend's
all
son
these
in Beat Saber, that nigga's
features
like
in the games, they win
unbeatable, bro.
awards and
Like,
shit for these accessibility features. That's supposed to be. I ain't saying that's gonna make things even, but it is. They are making strides towards that. Like, why they gotta go as far as the fuck with the trophies?
I don't know.
They
Man.
compromising the game now, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can patch it. But we're gonna go on
they're
to this.
compromising the reward for you playing the game.
Now you
I would
derailing
say.
shit.
Nah, that's a good question.
Gotta move on to the next shit. We're gonna talk about studio acquisitions, right? They're and not about who's buying what. This is a different take on it. It's about why do people want, like fans want studio acquisitions. I'm gonna start off with Jeremy.
I'm 100% against it.
It's gonna happen, but yeah, I'm against it too. So I'm gonna start off with Jeremy on this one. There has been.
I don't like publishers. Sorry, go ahead.
You good?
ahead.
Okay, so I don't understand how people get so excited and so hot and bothered, right? So hot and bothered by Microsoft acquiring another person and another person and another person. I'm not mad, nor am I hating. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, like we said in the beginning of the podcast, they're picking up people that are like already in trouble financially. It's just I find it interesting that people are like really hot and bothered. Oh, Sony's gonna, not Sony, Microsoft's gonna buy this person or whatever the case is. So the rumor is that they're gonna buy Crytek and possibly IO Interactive, the Hitman people. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether it's true or not, I just want to have this kind of get kicked off with Jeremy. Jeremy, what's your thoughts on this? Anything?
I'm not real big on like public.
it doesn't matter what
like
it is,
publisher
whatever angle you
acquisition.
want to take it.
Yeah, let this nigga talk, Josh.
It's a delay. I wouldn't
Sorry.
tell him like
Fuck.
whatever angle he wants to get. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm. However way you want to do it.
I ain't got a problem with like if like picking up indie studios and stuff like that and building them up. That's a way to get more bigger experiences. Like what they're doing, like Sony's doing with Bluepoint, and Microsoft helped out Remedy back in the day, and a few other studios. I like acquisitions like that because studios with talent can get the funding that they can make more of an experience that they could if they had the funding. But buying publishers and shit, I don't really like that because I'm already getting those games on whichever platform I'm on, so I'm gaining nothing from it. You're just taking from someone else. So I like Sony. I like Sony and shit, but I don't want them to buy Squaresoft. They're doing fine on their own. Leave them the fuck alone. You know.
Do you
buy Bluepoint and give them the money to make the bigger experiences that they have the capability of that they otherwise wouldn't.
Do you know?
That's how I feel
Do you
about
know
it.
what's the rationale for people to get like so like hot and bothered by Microsoft acquiring people? Like
they don't have anything to play, and
they
there's so
do though. They do. They have third party.
They get. Yeah, but they get pissed off seeing us have all the shit to our own platform, and they don't have dick. So they want that for war fuel, you know.
Who are you?
The old white thing, get them.
What about
Why
you?
would-
What about you, Magnificent?
Who?
The kid's like, what?
Who are you?
Why is it that he said he's talking like
He's watching
Logan? Who are you? Don't play dumb with me.
It sounds like the Skyrim when you first start the game. Who are you?
Magnificent.
Yeah, he's watching me play Guilty Gear.
Magnificent. What do you? What's your take on all of this?
Magnificent.
Oh, my bad.
Oh
What was your
God,
question, bro,
nigga.
what was your question, fam? I was dealing with some shit.
That nigga was taking the shit.
On God, on God.
People,
Nah, what was the question, bro?
people that's getting all hot and bothered with Jeremy. Can you mute that real quick? People that's getting all hot and bothered with acquisition. Is that your kid? No.
Hang on. I'll be back.
All right.
I mean, acquisitions is cool, man. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with this shit and getting excited about the future, but at the same time, I just feel like those same people, they're not holding niggas accountable for not receiving games now. And then they act like they excited for the acquisitions, but they say they don't care about the exclusives and shit like that. So it's like, what are you excited about acquisitions for? You excited for the games that's to come with those acquisitions, right? Been like, why are you telling me that you don't care about games now? Oh, it's cool, it's okay. We got this, we got that. They talk about features and you know what I'm saying. Not to put on nothing. It's cool, man. I ain't trying to be on no bot versus pony shit. I don't give a fuck about. But at the same, they're just saying keep the same energy, dog. Like nigga, if you care about the acquisitions, you care about the game. So ask for games. Because real nigga talk, I do want to play a new Killer Instinct, bro. I told you I bought a fucking killer. I bought that first Xbox One for that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So these same motherfuckers who capping for all these acquisitions and shit, ask Phil, ask all these other motherfuckers, yo, where the fuck is Killer Instinct at, my nigga? Y'all ain't find another dev for that yet? They lost that dev a long time ago. And then they found another dev to come on and take over that shit. But like that same dev could be working on the Killer Instinct. Like, where's the news about Killer Instinct, dog? That's just one game. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a fanboy because I like fighting games, dog. But you like, where the fucking new Killer Instinct at, bro?
You
You know
know,
what I'm
it's
saying? I don't care,
almost
but
like
that don't do nothing for me. Acquisitions don't do shit for me unless I know it's from Sony, because I know Sony gonna maybe elevate that fucking studio because they've done it in the past. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's not even that's not even capping. They really did. They picked up Guerrilla Games when they did fucking Cell Shock or Shell Shock. You know what I mean? Like that shit was garbage, and most of the shit that they did back then was garbage, and they elevated them. The same thing with what do you call it? Sucker Punch. They were kind of mediocre. They elevated them. You know what I mean? Doggy Dog. They were really good at programming. They elevated them. They have a long, extensive history on elevating. You know what I mean? But it's almost like
that's what I'm saying. So like, is Microsoft gonna elevate these companies? Because we normally see them acquire some shit and then they go down the fucking hole. These companies are already down the hole, so it's like I don't know what to say. It's like it's kind of like it's bittersweet when you hear about them acquiring some shit. It's like okay, we'll see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? Like I still need to see the games.
we
Like,
haven't
show
yet.
me the game so
I
I
mean,
can
we
buy it.
haven't yet. Even before the acquisition of Bethesda and that whole party, we still haven't seen what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? For the existing things, it's like a kid that just Jeremy's kid that likes you have all this shit on your plate, right? And then you have another kid that has shit on his plate, and that one kid is looking at the other kid's plate, and they're like, I want that too. And you know what I'm saying? Like you have all this shit on your plate, but you haven't even eaten anything. You know what I'm saying? You you just want it, and there's no real reason for it. You don't even have an appetite for it. Killer Tay, what you gotta say about these fucking fanboys online just really hyping up acquisitions and shit? Like to me, that shit's outrageous. But what do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, when they first started, when Microsoft first started acquiring, I mean, their hype was warranted because Microsoft themselves only had what 4 or 5 studios
Yeah,
at the
like
time.
they've had a
They
lot,
had
but they've
they
all
had
closed
they
down.
had they had 343 not Black Tusk, but the Coalition, Turn 10, and one other studio. So back then, when they first started acquiring studios, it was wanted. Then I could see them getting hyped because the possibility of fucking games that they could possibly get with these extra studios, right? But now, I mean, it's okay. You buying studios, but from my perspective, I don't care about the studios. All I want to see is the game they make, and if that game interests me, that is what I want. And right now, Microsoft hasn't showed. Well, they should be showing something tomorrow. So we'll see if the studios they acquired beforehand, before this new talk of a studio acquiring. We'll probably see something of what they're doing with the studios they have now. I mean, we already know about Psychonauts 2, but that's multi-plat. And we know about fucking Hellblade. We know they are in development, the early stages of development for fucking what's that fucking game? It was on Nintendo first, and then they came out with a 360 version that was fucking trash. What's her name? Joanna Dark. Fucking Perfect Dark. We know they're making fucking Perfect Dark. We know that fucking Bethesda is making fucking the next Elder Scrolls and fucking Starfield. But the rest of these studios, I just need to see what they're doing before I can get excited about an acquisition or anything they got. That's all I got to say about it.
Before we move on to Jemiah and what he thinks about this shit, whoever is the malignant bitch that unsubbed because somebody had a different thought, you can kick rocks and fuck yourself. That was a public service announcement. Jemiah, what do you think about this?
Hey, it's all engagement. You know what I mean? Yeah. What I think though is I think that gamers are missing my biggest issue with publishers buying other studios or buying other publishers is that we can come to a point where they can now dictate how you play this game, right? So Microsoft can basically say all our games are now going to be Game Pass only. Every single game we come out with is Game Pass only. You can only get it through Game Pass. And Sony can do the same thing with PS Plus or PS Now, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want publishers getting so many developers that they have way more. Like, even with the $70 thing, you can say Sony has so much power that they can say that their games are now $7. You know what I mean? And you get down or lay down. You feel me? So if we let these publishers buy all these games and all these studios and shit, and they have all this control over what we play, they can dictate how we play it. And then to me, that's the worst case scenario. So people are basically championing their own demise. Because what happens when that first Game Pass only game comes out? It's gonna be one, right? There's gonna be a game that comes out one day that's only on Game Pass. And that will be the beginning of the end of fucking gaming. Because once developers figure out, yo, I can just rent this shit to these dudes forever. You know what I mean? Because Microsoft Office used to be, you can buy Microsoft Office, you know what I mean, 95, 96, whatever version you have, you use that shit forever. Now if you want to get Office, you have to pay a subscription. Same thing with Photoshop. If you want Photoshop, you have to pay a subscription. Next thing you know, if you want to play games, you're going to have to pay a subscription. We're allowing these publishers to get like Amazon level of fucking monopoly over the industry, bro. Like, I don't want Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft being the only publishers in the whole entire goddamn gaming industry, and they all own like 50 plus studios each. You know what I mean? Like, I
totally agree. You just said a handful there, and it's all fucking true too.
Yep.
I think everybody.
We got to think about the future, bro. 20 years out. What happens when 20 years out Sony has fucking 75 studios? Like, every game coming out will be dictated by them.
I think everybody in this panel room is in agreement with that shit. I mean, you allow people to do this shit, and then you get fucked. Basically, there's no other way of putting it. So, like, this is not a direct comparison, but think about it like this, right? Remember when cell phones used to cost like fucking $100, and then they had like Palm Pilots and shit like that, and that was legitimately worth $200, whatever the case is, right? So all right, fine, whatever, right? Apple came to the fucking no, actually it was the Droid. It was the Razr, the Razr. That came out of nowhere. And
BlackBerry was first.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the most expensive phone. It was a Razr. $600.
Oh, yeah, the Razr.
$600. And it was a fucking flip phone. And then Apple came out and did the same thing. About $600.
I had like 3 Razrs. I'm guilty.
You know what I'm saying? And then now Apple is like, okay, so everybody likes this ecosystem. Everybody likes this, you know. They like the design and what we have to say for it. All right, let's push it to 800. All right, let's push it to 900. All right, let's push it to 1200. All right, let's push it. Like, when is the fucking shit end? And people continuously buy the shit. You didn't stop them from fucking doing it. You know what I'm saying? And no, we're not getting on a high horse, but we're letting you know, like, that ain't it. That's not the way to fucking go, you know?
Like, look how Apple controls their app store. Like, if you want to make an app, if you're an app maker, you have to go through Apple for them to approve your app before they can put it on their phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Android's more open platform, but Apple has so much control of their platform. They can deny fucking Fortnite or Epic. They can say whatever they want to say because it's their phone. You know what I mean? Everything's so closely fucking controlled by them. I don't want gaming to become like that. That's why I like PC because it's so open platform. I can mod shit. You know, I can get old ROMs and shit and play old games, whatever, emulate shit. Like I can basically do what I want. But imagine if PC had one maker and they were like, nah, we're gonna hard code into the hardware all these restrictions and shit of shit you can't do. That shit would be terrible.
People are not people, and I'm glad people don't take this angle. You know what I'm saying about acquisitions and shit like that. Like I came from the beach like a week ago. This just in, Microsoft is said to have purchased the studio already. It's in the works. Oh, I'm so excited, man. I would love to see that game it was already going to be on that fucking platform, but other platforms, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing.
Yeah.
The biggest issue with Microsoft is that they're not elevating their studios. We have no proof that they have elevated them. As a matter of fact, we have proof that they fucking tear down studios. They make them worse, you know, with the requirements. You know,
yeah, they closed down Lionhead, and we could have had a fucking Fable game years ago.
Could have had a decent Fable game. Could have had a whole Scalebound. I know that Magnificent was pissed off with that shit.
They fucking.
I looked at the list the other day. Microsoft's closed down like twice as many as Sony, and Sony's had like
they basically
double the
ran,
studios.
Yeah, they ran Bungie out of the building. You know what I mean? Like
Literally.
one of the best fucking first person shooter developers of all time. You ran them out of the building, bro. Come on.
You know, you closing things out. It's not making the money. This is, you know what I mean? If you think that Microsoft is putting democracy in gaming, if you think that they care about you at all, then you're dumb. You're stupid. You're retarded. That's just what it is. There's no fucking
It's in Game Pass though.
It's, you know what I'm saying? Like
Companies in general don't.
the whole company,
all trying to get
the
money,
whole
one
company
way or
in
not.
general, like all companies, but that company especially, because they already have $1 trillion. They don't give a fuck. They want more money. You know what I'm saying? And no one's being a fucking, you know, a white knighting and oh, you can't do this. You do what the fuck you want to do, and then you suffer the consequences eventually. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and love a Game Pass, and then you won't be playing fucking.
I mean,
cell
think
phone
about it,
games.
right? Like Microsoft has bought all these studios, but has anything got better on Xbox? No. Like
Everything's gotten worse. Gears got worse. Halo got worse. The only thing that's been good is Forza, and the only studio they've ever built that's been any good is Turn 10. That's it. End of fucking list.
See, the whole
From
fucking-
what
the
I
whole
know.
Turn 10, and the reason why they allowed them to do that is because they were setting that shit up for microtransactions. You can buy the fucking cars online. They see that.
Yeah, but they
potential.
did build that studio.
No, I know, but they build it for the microtransactions shit. That's what they.
I know that. They build all their goddamn games for microtransactions.
Right? They don't even at least make one fucking game that you're not looking in that direction. But hey, you know,
yo, Tay, mute your mic, man.
that's not Tay.
Oh shit.
Yes, it is.
What he doing? What happened?
I can see it in the Discord. It's like he's breathing, or he had a fan on or some shit.
I had my window down. My bad.
Yeah, it's like
Speaking.
Is it still
Are you
bad?
driving, nigga? Nah, it's good now.
No. Speaking of which, right? Fucking E3. You know how many people fucking hyped E3? They fucking really, really hyped E3.
Ooh.
Well, just the general consensus of social media and shit like that. There's a hashtag for E3 and everything. They got their
My
own
shit
little
been pretty
icon.
quiet though.
We supposed to be excited for E3, bro. It's sad that we not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember, to me, E3 used to be like Super Bowl of fucking gaming, bro. It was that fucking event, bro. Like, we, oh my God, I used to take off of work. And
Hell yeah.
E3 always
Used to
followed
be.
up with my birthday. At the end of E3, my birthday is every fucking year. And it's the same thing with this year. It's like, I'm not excited for it, but I want it to be excited for it. I would love something to be excited for, but it hasn't been exciting lately, bro. And it
I
sucks.
don't know about y'all niggas, but goddamn Elden Ring got sold. Nigga, Elden Ring.
That shit look dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Nigga, that
No,
shit
but
had
the
me
thing-
excited in a
That
motherfucker.
shit
I don't
look
know what
fire.
y'all talking about.
No, we're not. But
That-
I'm
I'm
talking
not
about,
playing games.
I'm talking about you
Yeah.
can't have one
Yeah.
game carrying the whole fucking E3. Like, it was a fucking surprise with E3. Like,
That wasn't even
It
E3.
used
That
to
was
be a
fucking
smorgasbord of
free.
gaming, dog. You know what I'm saying? It used to be that buffet. Like, oh shit, that's coming. Oh
You
my
was
god,
like, I
that's
don't know.
coming.
And you was like,
And now it's
even with the leaks, you was like, I don't even know if it's true, but I would really hope it's true. Like I would, you're like, you'll tune in to see what new shit is popping up. You know what I mean? And what the fuck do we have this year? So
Yo,
like,
this is like the first year we hadn't had any fucking leaks at all about E3.
I don't know what it is. Maybe
I don't know.
maybe-
There's a
maybe
leak
the
every 10
pandemic.
minutes. They're just we don't know if they're red or not. You know, a lot of them.
There's a
Is
lot of
EA
things.
gonna be at E3? Because I
They're
definitely
all
want to see.
they're always about Microsoft because that's just how they do things. There's a
No,
new
I don't-
rumor every 15 minutes about what Microsoft is doing.
I don't see EA.
The
on
only
schedule.
thing I heard,
Oh.
the only thing I've heard that was a leak was about Microsoft acquiring a studio.
How was
And it was-
EA's?
I mean,
Man,
that
I
was the
heard,
only leak that
I
I've
heard
seen.
the rumor
But,
yesterday was Avalanche IO and who the fuck was the other one? Another studio,
Crytek.
a big one, Crytek. And then today's rumor is they bought fucking WB Games.
Yeah, I saw all kind of crazy shit. Like, who
Yeah,
gives a
crazy
shit?
shit. Like, but they maybe, but this shit is like a weekly thing. You know what I mean? With fucking Xbox, they're buying Sega, they're buying fucking Square Enix, they're buying fucking.
Oh, you talking about the normal rumors that are never true?
Yeah, but
those rumors we don't even look at.
Bro, but people are asking for them to buy studios, but they're not asking where the games from the other studios. Because before they had that, before they bought all those new, recent studios, they bought studios like 2-3 years ago, right? They bought like 4 or 5 studios. Like when they bought State of
Yeah.
Decay, developer, and all that shit.
They did.
Where the hell are those games at? How are you gonna want more studios when they already had 2 rounds of buying studios and none of those studios came out with any games? Like that right there doesn't make sense to me. Like you can't be that hype for studios when
They just
the
wanted.
studios
They
you
just
got.
wanted.
Oh, I guess
fucking
Rare may
gatekeep.
see it thieves. I guess that's
They,
one.
they just wanted the gatekeep, so
What
they can
happened?
sit there. They wanted the
they
gatekeep.
had Rare for fucking 20 years though.
Oh, did they?
No, but most people
Yeah, they had
from
Rare.
most people from Rare disappeared. I mean, they left the whole
Yeah,
company.
as soon as they got
As soon as
fucking
they
bought,
got
they were like,
acquired,
fuck
they
that.
was like, nah, I'm out. But the whole thing is this though, like people want to gatekeep so they can go on social media and say that they're right. I don't know, like humans are fucking weird. Like I don't even want to be a human anymore, yo. I'm like over it. Like it's fucking annoying. Like I don't know what's wrong with
The
people.
way society's going, I'm hoping a comic comes. To be honest with you, I don't want my kids growing up. Just end it.
Man, or just fucking you know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
believe in humankind anymore.
Y'all late to the party, but yeah.
Yo, real quick, gentlemen, I'm about to be out. I got to start dinner, man. But good talk with y'all boys, man.
Oh
Y'all be easy.
God,
all right, on God, on God,
Yeah,
on
I might
God.
be on later, bro. If y'all trying to get that Guilty Gear cracking,
I might
be
be
on,
playing
like, around
D&D
11.
later, so.
Alright,
I'm losing the computer, so I think that I'm not ready for that.
It's all good, it's all good. I'll holler at y'all boys though, man. Be easy.
All right, man, be easy.
All right, fam.
Peace.
Yeah, but my whole thing is this: like, honestly, it's like for real, it's like really ridiculous. You know, you want to just talk on. Even it doesn't matter who it is, ponies, fucking Xbox. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, you got the ponies that want to be benevolent. We made the right decisions. You know what I mean? We got a PS5 because that's the only way to go. It's the best place and stuff like that. Just to say it. And then when Sony be a company like they are, then they're like they got the shocked Pikachu face. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the Xbox. They don't even know they don't even know what their interests are. You know what I'm saying? They don't really buy games. You know what I'm saying? But they stay like they spend so much energy looking at the wrong shit that Sony does. Niggas is recording, oh, Ratchet and Rivet don't leave footprints. What?
It's only 6 hours long. I don't know. I'm 10 hours into it, but it's only 6 hours long.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, she
Shut
flew
up.
she flew through trees. Oh, I thought this was next gen. Oh, look at this. Do you bitch you even have the fucking game? Like what you went over your friend's house because your friend wanted to show off and say how stupid you are for having an Xbox. And then you were like, oh, I got this. And then use the share button that you don't really have on Xbox like that. And then posted that shit on social media. I don't got time for this shit. I really just play fucking games. Like, I remember when I was younger, I'm 36. And I remember when I was like, I don't know, like fucking 8 to 12. We were beefing. But it never stopped us from actually playing.
Yeah,
Each
you used to
other's
trade with your
consoles.
buddies and shit. You got Super and Sega and shit.
But the thing is, though, Josh, is Ponies overhype these games, and then Xbox is like underplay them. Like it's just the way the culture is in this shit. You know what I mean? Like Ratchet and Clank looks good, but these dudes swear this shit like this shit
I've
is
been
like melting their
I've been
eyeballs. And
trying
I'm like, how?
I've been
Better looking
trying to
games.
tell people about Ratchet and Clank and how it hasn't evolved gameplay wise. It hasn't. And you can't tell me a fucking walking through a fucking portal is. It's a glorified loading screen. I'm saying it as a fan. And if you don't think I'm a fucking fan, like I
Hey
said
man, the
before,
SSD.
if you
SSD,
don't
nigga,
think I'm a fan,
SSD.
like I said, I got a Sony fucking phone, Sony headphones, Sony fucking car radio, Sony speakers in the car. Like, don't even go there. That's the type of nigga I am, and I am freely to admit that that shit has not evolved and it's not really making the PlayStation 5 sing. I mean, these consoles can do a lot better. I know they can, and we will see it soon enough. But using a fucking kids game to shit on, so it's just ridiculous to me. Going back to E3, you got Elden Ring, since that's a thing. I do want to understand. I mean, that was literally the height of whatever this E3 is, unless Microsoft can pull some sort of miracle.
Right, nigga.
Unless
still
Microsoft
have
can pull
Square,
some kind of miracle, I
and you
don't
have
know what they're gonna
Capcom.
have. What do you say?
You still have Square and Capcom that gotta go. What are you talking about?
They go after Microsoft, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, but what are they going to? So far, I've been
That
disappointed.
same day or the next day?
it's the same
What are
day.
they going
It's
to
on
show?
Sunday.
What are they going to
Square-
show? They're going to show, what is it, Forsaken? I mean, okay.
They can show Forspoken. They can show Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy
They might show
16.
Evolve. They might.
Maybe
Oh,
show
you talking
Street Fighter
about
6.
Square Enix about
Like
stuff.
this, I'm talking about anybody. Yeah.
I
Like,
know they probably could show some about what was that studio? Obsidian probably could show something from Avowed.
Like even with Microsoft, I would love to see some Fable, maybe some Elder Scrolls 6, something like that. I don't know.
I guess
I
so
don't think
far,
we'll
so
see the
far,
Elder Scrolls 6.
so
that
far,
that shit's still in early development.
No, but I would still put together a trailer. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck what niggas say. I'll put
Yeah.
together a fake ass CGI trailer. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
So far-
Yo, you ever see those Elder Scrolls Online CGIs? Them shits are fucking amazing.
Yeah, them shits are
yo,
dope.
they got a
Especially
whole,
when
they
the
got a
first one
whole,
came out.
Yeah.
they got a
the first
whole,
one came
they
out,
got a
that shit
whole
was
like
dope.
computer farm rendering that shit. Like, it's dumb, fucking crazy.
Yo. If you put them all together, bro, Google that shit. That shit's a movie
Yeah,
for real, though.
that shit's like a movie. That shit was dope. I like how they did those Elder Scroll fucking.
Like, if I'm
online,
Microsoft right
trailers.
now, bro, I'm going crazy. I'm gonna show Halo, but I'm going crazy CGI everything else. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I'm
they
showing
gotta,
niggas
they gotta,
fucking-
they gotta do something.
What's that shit called? What's that movie? What's that?
They're
what's
gonna
that
make a
one?
bunch of Hellblade shit.
Everwild. I'm showing some CGI. Fucking.
They fucking don't even know the concept of that game
Nigga,
yet.
you
Last
the-
time I
you
heard.
They
the-
might
you
show
part of the fucking
they
problem.
might show. Remember the game the Gunk? They might show that shit.
They are because I think that comes out in like I don't know 6
That was
months
out
or something.
already.
So
I
let me,
think
so
that
let
shit
me,
got delayed.
so let me ask you guys
Before.
this, right? Before we go on to our off-topic topic, are you guys? I don't want to say impressed, but how can I say this? Just a simple answer would suffice. How do you feel about E3 so far, in its showings, Jemiah?
I think it's pretty much what we thought it was gonna be. We're just waiting for Microsoft's conference. You know what I mean?
What about you?
Like a lot of the third party shit. A lot of the third party shit has been underwhelming for a couple of years now. Like third party has not been doing their job, as outside of like Square and Capcom, and maybe a couple other studios. But for the most part, Ubisoft has let people down. EA has let people down. You know what I mean? Like.
right.
So it's always been really based on Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft what they're showing. Since Sony left, you know, that takes away most of the fun from E3 for me. I mean, Nintendo, I'm not into Nintendo games, so that's
Nintendo
that's
do
already
their own
you know
thing, so
2/3
anyway.
of the big fucking publishers and developers. You know what I mean?
So let me
And
ask you.
third party has
So,
been trash for a minute.
so Killer Tay, what do you got to say? So far, other than Elden Ring,
So far, I mean,
I gotta fight
Ubisoft
both
ain't
of
really doing it. Fucking. I've seen nothing that I wanted from fucking Gearbox, so we can throw them in the trash. But for Ubisoft, it's only one game so far that I'm interested in, that me and the homies are interested in, that we're
Yeah.
gonna get. Is that, and that's that fucking Rainbow Six Extraction.
Everyone's the one that
Other,
everyone's shit
out
on.
of the
It's
rest
the
of the
same
shit they
game.
showed, it just didn't
It
make
looks the
sense
same,
to
plays the
fucking-
same. That's what everyone's been saying. I'm not a huge Rainbow Six guy, but it's the same game with co-op.
All right.
Shit
So
look like 2015, play like 2015.
it'd be 120 frames though. Since you are speaking right now, Jeremy.
Well, hell yeah, it's
what-
fucking 8 years old.
Jeremy, what you have to say? How do you feel about E3 so far?
I didn't watch any of the shit today because I didn't give a fuck about none of them
Okay,
motherfuckers.
I really did.
I'm done with Ubisoft, so
I really did.
I won't pay over $20 for one of their games.
I was like, oh.
I'm done wasting money on that shit. But the best things I've seen lately is there's a couple things at Game Fest with like Deviation Studios. I want to see what they're making and stuff. And Brawlhalla was like the next biggest thing other than Elden Ring that I've seen, dude. Brawlhalla with the Ninja Turtles in it. For me so far.
I mean, that could have been like a fucking announcement of a fucking website blog or whatever the fuck it is.
I
That's
haven't
how
seen
bad it is.
shit.
I'm gonna take a
Yeah,
It
if you
seemed
ever
like-
heard of the
it seemed
Brawlhalla
like-
game,
Yo, it seemed like Ubisoft and Gearbox are moving to like the TV show and movie fucking, because that's mostly what their fucking conference was, showing off the fucking TV shows and movies that they're gonna be making out of these fucking games.
Oh yeah, so I have to take a look at that. Yeah, Ken, I'm gonna have to take a look at the fucking Avatar thing. But so far, it's kind of underwhelming. We'll see, I guess, tomorrow what they got going on. It'll be very interesting how y'all feel about the new Battlefield. I don't know what the fuck it looks like, dude. It was CGI. I don't know what it is.
It's multiplayer only, so
What did Gearbox show?
Gearbox show TV shows
I'll
and
take a
the
look.
Tiny Tina Wonder World.
I
I,
thought,
don't know
nigga-
if that's a
nigga, I
game
thought you
or
were
if
about
it's
to-
a movie.
I thought you were going to say Tiny Toon Adventures. I was like, bro, what the?
Nah, it's Tiny Tina from Borderlands. I don't know if that's a game or is that a movie. It was confusing to me because I know they were talking about the fucking movie, and they were talking about Homeland, fucking 3.
Quambo, I don't
I
even.
guess it's
I
a
have to take a
PC.
look at that shit.
Oh, Homeland. Okay.
I gotta.
I think it's a strategy fucking game.
Yeah.
I gotta take a look at that Quavo, like this Avatar thing. I'll see what it is and make my own accusations. But they are the 3 topics that I already want to talk about. We're gonna move on to our off-topic conversation. And we only last
Yeah, meet the meat, nigga. Meet the meat.
this nigga in his fucking. The off-topic if you don't know anything about this channel, the off-topic section is just what's on my mind. It could be anything. Typically, it's about bitches and how irritating they are. So, so my whole thing is this, right? And this topic is a very short topic. Usually, it's about 10 minutes, and then we part ways, right? I run across something on social media, right? And this has been on my mind, and this has nothing to do with games, just about just to let you know. But this was on my mind. Some ratchety ass chick on Twitter was like, "Do guys really turn down pussy?" Jeremy, have you ever turned it down?
no.
No.
Well, twice. But they were married and ugly.
True.
And he was in the room. And I wasn't that drunk.
What about you, Killer Tay?
I could still walk.
Boy, wow.
Yeah, I turned down a lot of chicks. I was drunk
And you, Jemiah?
and tired.
What's that?
And you, Jemiah? Have you ever turned it down? Turned down the coochie?
Yeah, but she wasn't acting right.
We the fools with the pimped out coochie suits. No, I'm sorry. But Kitty, y'all talk about video games. What about Sailor Moon? We already, I mean, this podcast is archived. We already kind of got the video games out the way.
Sailor Moon.
I don't know about Sailor Moon. I don't remember seeing the game. That is one of my favorite animes, though. Kitty.
I thought he was talking about. I thought he was going to say Samsung Sam.
So
They have a Sailor Moon game.
Samsung's virtual assistant. Motherfucking Reddit done fucking hentai the fuck out of her ass.
Now, Platinum should make a Sailor Moon game. That'd be kind of interesting.
bro, yo, you hit the fucking nail on the head. But well, my whole thing is this. This is what's been on my mind. For some reason, people think that men are like retarded or something, and that we're just like zombies and pussy, pussy, pussy. Like we don't even care about what is attached to. Like we have no fucking etiquette or taste or any kind of We just you know. I want to say this. If I could do my part, any woman that would ever run across this shit and watch this long, niggas do not care that much about pussy to the point where is a fat whale or ugly or a bitch that we were going to just subject ourselves and do that. There's no way. No way. No way. I hate to say that, but like we're not dumb. It's just be like, oh, we just gonna scoop that up. I don't know why that was in my head at that moment. I just couldn't believe that question was out there. I feel like there are a lot of women that think that it's that strong. You know what I mean? That we can't even think.
Man, for a lot of dudes like Kitty 1989, it is. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these simps out here throwing Pokemon and all these other weird chicks money and shit. Like all day, all night. You know what I mean? Like
I don't
that's
even
what
know
it is, man.
if
Like
that's a woman or a male. I don't know who that is. I don't know. The person. Apparently, the motherfucker the motherfucker is upset. Whoever it is, like this is lame. I want to speak about Sailor Moon. It's not even in the topic section. Like I don't know where did the Sailor Moon go, bro.
Why do we need to talk about Sailor Moon? What's going on with Sailor Moon that we need to talk about?
Can you
does she have a game coming out?
Why can't we just all get
anime?
along? Could you explain to us? I'm just saying this, like you know what I mean. I'm just saying this. There is no like I felt weird when I was younger, when the girl looked problematic, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I had the foresight to actually be like, nah. Killer Tay, what was your back in the day your most memorable turn down of the coochie suits?
It was actually a chick that was in the military with. She was known to like fucking talk a lot. She was known to.
She was a barracks car.
Yeah, she used to take dicks all the fucking time, and she wanted to throw the pussy my way, and I said no. And I was like, nah, I can't do it. I'm sorry. We can be cool, but I'm not fucking.
What about you, Jemiah?
She got bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Even though I thought you want to leave it there. Now go on, continue.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. She just got fucking pissed because I turned down the pussy.
I don't understand that either because What about you, Jemiah? What was the reason why you turned it down? You said she wasn't acting right, but what do you mean by that?
Man, I mean, there's plenty of examples. I mean, but like, there's one chick, right? I was trying to get with this chick for like, she worked at this bar. She was a bartender at this one bar I used to go to. I was trying to get this chick for so long. You know what I mean? Like, every time you go to the bar, tipping, making jokes. You know what I mean? I'm sure she had a boyfriend and shit, right? So I went to Iraq, came back. She was still at the bar, right? Go in there, finally convinced this chick, right? So we go to her crib, right? At the chick closed down, right? She lives like in the same town as the bar, and the base was like maybe like an hour away from this place. So I'm at her house, right? We're on the trampoline in the backyard and shit, and then she starts fucking crying, bro. Like just fucking crying, and I was acting crazy, right? And then She's all like, she stopped crying and shit. Then she's like trying to have sex. I'm like, nah. I just called the cab and bounced. Like, what the like? I'm out of here, bro. Then she gonna text me, why'd you leave? I'm like, yo, I just, you know what I mean? It didn't feel right. You feel me? Like other times, chick just acting stupid or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I curve chicks, man. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I'll literally go play. I'll literally be like, I'm playing WoW, and then just tell chicks I'm not coming over. You know what I mean? Like just straight cancel on them, just so I could do a raid in WoW and shit. Like I don't give a fuck, bro. Like I do what's best for me. I do what I want to do. You know what I mean? That's my top priority is making myself happy and not other people.
What about you, Jeremy? What was your most memorable turn down?
Probably the one with my buddy where his wife was trying to get at me. He was passed out, and I was like, "Nah." First, I wouldn't want it anyways, because you're not attractive. But and another thing is, he's my buddy, and he's like 10 feet away. But I ended up getting a neighbor chick later that night, so it was cool. She wasn't bad looking, so it all worked out anyway.
The most memorable one, because
That's about it.
the most memorable one that I had was my neighbor. This is back when I was in Willenboro.
What was his
This is
name?
in New Jersey. Shut up. It's fucking asshole. Anyway, I remember when I started to because I was under the impression that I was supposed to like never curve women. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want them to feel bad or whatever until I grew up and realized that they don't give a fuck about you. So either way, we get at it. Not to be too graphic, whatever the case is, we get at it, and I start to, kind of remove the panties, right?
Oh,
I think
know
this
what
is the
we're
story you told. I think this is the story you told me before. Go ahead.
That's happened to
What
me
is
before.
that?
I
too.
Is it
never.
there?
It threw me off because I've never smelt this in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did
It's
tell
the
me
same
that.
story.
Okay, I know where we're going here.
It
Yep.
smelled like pure tuna fish. Pure tuna fish.
Filka fish.
Real live fish.
That's disgusting, bro.
Like it was so indistinguishable from fish. There was no human twinge to this shit. It smelled like you
You
opened.
telling me you telling me she was half mermaid, nigga?
This bitch was a fucking mermaid. It had to be. And I was like, what is this? And I said it without even thinking. Because I was like, it was no smell, and then it was like her panties zip locked her coochie lips, so you couldn't smell shit. And as soon as I lifted up, the
Damn.
fucking fumes came up. And I was like, what does that smell? It's like somebody's cooking macarons. Fish?
I would have threw up on her
Fucking
stomach,
like a
bro.
cartoon with the radiant fucking waves coming up.
Next time you just gotta throw up on her stomach, bro.
And I was like, what's that? What's that? Like salmon? Like what? Fish?
He said salmon.
And she was like, I don't smell anything. No, I really smell something. What is that? So I was like, because I was young when this happened. I was like, there is no way. I heard about women smelling like fish, but I was like, this is ridiculous. So I reached down there and act like I was
stupid.
reaching down there and fucking around. And then I act like my nose was itching. I was like, oh, my allergies. And I go rub my nose, and I was like, holy shit. This is her fucking coochie. I was like, yo, something suddenly came up. I just remembered something. I started
Like my
gathering
mom
shit.
calling me, nigga.
Bro, no, this is back before fucking phones and shit like that. But I was like, no, I gotta go.
No, I'm saying, I just said
Oh.
she called me verbally, nigga. I hear her.
I hear her. I was like, wow. I was like, yo. And then the funny thing is, I remember when I didn't turn it down and it had like that fishy smell to it. And I don't know. I didn't know that this could happen. But I tried to ignore it. I was like, because I was really in denial. I was like, you know what? I don't know I shouldn't deny it though, right? And I'm thinking like, fucking pussy's pussy. I shouldn't deny
That's
it.
a rare occurrence.
So I was like, I went ahead with it. And I remembered I had that smell on me for a week. No matter how much I took a shower, it was always there. It was
You
embedded.
saved your ass.
It was embedded in my fucking skin.
You've been marked.
And I was like, never fucking again, man. Never again. So my whole thing is this before we part ways, guys.
This nigga.
Marking the territory.
I don't know where I just want I'm thinking to myself, right? I'm thinking to myself,
Just coach your ass.
I can't believe you gotta always do the finger tap. I gotta tell myself, I can't believe women really think that men would just fuck anything all the time. Like they really, I don't know what social media.
Why?
I don't know what that was, right? Where social media. Hold on, there's some shit going on, man. Who has the mic like that? Jeremy.
Jeremy
Sorry.
with the hot mic.
Sorry.
Yo, I don't know. Social media's been telling women that we can't ever, never, ever. Like we always have to get pussy, and we are always like a slave to pussy. I don't know where that came from, and it's a possibility that we don't want to have to deal with it. Oh, I gotta mute him. Jeremy, can you mute your mic, man? Thank you.
He's on like some $2 headphones, all right?
You got people and shit. He's letting it ride and shit. Daddy
He has some
daycare in the
$2
background and shit. But yeah, I don't know. As men, people think that women think that we're just so weak to fucking coochie that we just gonna do it. It's just funny to me. That's what was on my mind. I'm like, this girl literally asked the question, like, do men actually turn down a woman? Actually, like it was so shocking to her. We really, 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 really. It is powerful though. We gotta stop simping for these women. Stop retweeting their shit. Just stop it. Stop it. Cut the fucking power source off. That's their energy source. Cut that shit off. They do the most ridiculous things. They sit there and tell everybody that, oh, I don't like to be ogled or oogled or whatever the fuck it is. I don't like when men look at me. That's so like perverted and sick. And then she turns around. And I wish I could show you this. Maybe I can.
In a mini skirt.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys this, and then we can cut this shit. So let me take a look here and go to the not safe for work, and then I'm gonna post this ridiculous shit, right? All right, cool.
Oh, Aloy?
No, that shit
You
was
gonna post Aloy?
crazy. Nah, that shit was crazy. I liked it. I liked it. All right, let me see if I can let you guys see this ridiculous shit. So, yes, continue. Continue 8. Y'all guys see this shit?
What happened?
So the girl says that her frappe was so good, she had to ride it. And she literally, as a full-on adult, got up, filmed herself. She has to be in her 30s. Put the frappe in her car in the seat, and put the straw on her coochie. But yeah,
The fuck?
I just showed you it. Like if you look at the chat, you see that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like what the like? Okay. By the way, if we are
Where do you find this shit, Josh?
if we are going to objectify a woman, right? Objectify this. Objectify that. I liked it. That shit's badass. They always say that shit. They always say that shit. You're gay if you turn it down. Fuck them.
I'm about to go cook some bacon.
But that
and
was
make
it,
me
though.
some hamburgers.
Listen, guys.
And add some cheese.
You guys made this shit lit. I really appreciate you guys being here. I really, really, really appreciate you guys being here. I really do. Like you guys, I was kind of like low energy, but you guys really turned.
Yeah,
the shit
Ayla
around.
looking good in that one.
Yo, don't she though?
Yeah.
Yo.
She like a grown woman in that one.
Yo, I thought that was your daughter, yo. Wait a minute. I thought that was your daughter.
She grew up, but yo, call me Woody Allen, nigga.
Yo, I saw that shit. I was like, oh shit. Okay,
I was
Alo.
like, wait a minute. Like, wait a minute, Alo. Yo.
Hold the fuck up. I was like,
hold up.
Yo, that's that
She
shit,
let
yo.
her hair down.
That's about to be the fucking background,
Yo, send me that picture, bro. I'm about fucking Twitter profile. Yo, send me that shit.
Yo,
for real,
that shit's
nigga.
about to be the
Yeah,
fucking
That is
profile
Baloy,
picture.
nigga.
Yeah, that good.
That's
That
my
nigga said
profile
meat
pic,
to
nigga.
meat.
All right,
That nigga
nigga.
said meat to meat.
Yo,
Yo,
Damn.
I said, wait a minute. No, I want to tell you guys before we go, yo, like, I know I said some fucking inflammatory shit. If you're new to this channel, that is me in its entirety. I will not change. I'm sorry. I mean, if a woman is fat, she fat. If she a bitch, she a bitch.
yeah.
If
Don't
somebody
forget,
gay,
don't
they
forget
gay.
to send me that email, nigga. I mean, send me that pic.
But anyway, take care, guys. Nah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Deuces.
Yeah.
Peace out,
Make
guys.
sure y'all join us next week on the Meet the Meat podcast.
No, it's not
Nah.
meat to meat. Nah, nigga.